you decide another way to move forward. So in a nutshell, forget the business plan is about that.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah. And so I think it was my second book. It was Township Biz Fastrack.
Yes, I actually like the title, and that, because we are now, people are talking about township economy and all that. So maybe the secrets were already published in that book. Tell us more about it.
And that book really came out in 2013. I think. Reno Man was saying to me that I was a bit ahead in terms of talking about township business, and and I see that in that only the sales are sort of trying to rolling in now rather than then. And I wrote it as a free book. It was a free book, suppose. And then some time later, I released it as a book, like, rather, and then I took it off from being a free book, like a free to download book, and then it was like a book, and we printed it, and it did well. So in there, we normally talk bad about township businesses, but there are great lessons in them. In that, okay, sorry, man. Yeah, I'm just. Okay, so okay, I'm cool now. Sorry. So we will always look, but there are lessons in terms of how they are started. How they are started, it's almost anyway how a startup anywhere in the world is started. Meaning, someone sees a problem. Say, I discover that in my street we walk a bit far to get cold drink. And I decide that I'm gonna solve that problem. I'm gonna sell it. So I go and order cold drink, maybe just one case of cold drinks, because I'm starting slow. I don't have the means. So the lesson is that you identify a problem in your community, in society, and then you interject and try to solve it. So, and then you start small by small. So normally we think we need a lot of money to start, but you can start small, and there's actually benefits to that. Unlike, okay, say you buy a case of cold drink, maybe the configuration is, I don't know, maybe 6 Coca-Cola, Sprite, Fanta, or whatever, and then you put a board up there saying you're selling. People come and buy, and then you find out that people in your community do not like. They like Sprite more than they like Coca-Cola, so you've sort of over-ordered on something that they don't like. So right there, they're validating to you that this is what we like. And because you didn't start out with buying 20 cases, because that would have been a very uninformed. So your market is sort of informing you directly. So that's some validation. Starting small has a benefit that once you get in and start really enterprising, when people buy or don't buy, they're sort of telling you what we like and what we don't like. And then when you go order the second case, your decisions or your order is sort of validated by what customers told you they like, or what their actions actually inform that. And then based on that, you grow until you get to a point where you can maybe afford 10 cases, and maybe 10 cases qualifies you to order from Coca-Cola directly, which in most cases it's cheaper than maybe buying from your nearest bottle store. So I was just sharing those. So it's in a way showing how to start a business with most of the let's say the literature that we sort of read in most magazines about startups outside the country. And then those ways of starting are similar. So I'm just interpreting them in a township context. And then from there on, that local community will tell you that, okay, why don't you order bread? Because we walk far to buy bread. Why don't you have airtime? So customers are really informing you on what they will come by. So in a nutshell, it's a book that in a simplified ways that people or the local audience can relate, teaches one how to really start a business venture. And again, the message that it's saying is that we shouldn't look down on really township businesses. So what we have to do is work on them and try to do better, try to grow them to greater heights. And so in many ways innovate, because when you're growing a small business, you're innovating, but at some stage it seems most local entrepreneurs, or rather township, spaza shop owners, they stop innovating like they did when they were starting up. So it's just reinforcing the spirit that the principles are the same. It's a matter of innovating, and really maximizing your profits through. I mean, the steps are more or less the same as anywhere in the world. So that book really gives those insight of starting a business. And then there's this other one which I won't get much into, Tales of an African Entrepreneur, which is really just the best of the best